every time I check my mic and it's fine, and then something switches and then it's not, and it's suddenly muted. Like it said it's disconnected. So I just did that whole thing. Fortunately, I didn't get that far, but yeah, like I literally had it earlier. It must have just disconnected, but for some reason it disconnected, and I don't know why. I'm gonna have to restart, but uh, like I said, fortunately I didn't get very far. So okay, I'm gonna rest my voice a little bit, but cover the lighting jewel. Thank you, by the way. So Blighting Jewel, it has two parts. It reduces the target's magic resist, and if the magic resist is 0, it grants mana. In the current state of balance, the best user is Fiddlesticks, on the basis that his ability like does a lot of instances of magic damage, so it will reduce like the target's like magic resist really quickly. He's mana locked during his ability, so he isn't benefiting from the mana generation parts of the item, but it's still a really big like damage contribution to Fiddlesticks, and thus it's like just his best artifact. And Fiddlesticks is really strong, so that would be the default for sure. Other good users are Morgana, Elise, LeBlanc, Shyvana. They all have their interactions. Right now, none of those are like particularly meta, so I wouldn't like look to play those just yet in the current patch. But they are good like users of the artifact by design. Morgana similarly has her damage over time. Uh, Contrary to last set, her ability is split into two, so she hits two targets. So the odds of her generating mana from like reducing a target's like magic resist to 0 is a lot higher. She spreads her ability, and like she's just more likely to benefit from that. So if Morgana were to be meta, this artifact would be better on her this set than it would last set. But right now, Morgana is just like as a main carry is just not strong enough. Elise is a good unit. Her ability already reduces magic resist. Blighting Jewel will just do that more. Uh, so there's kind of like nice synergy because the progress to getting the targets to 0 magic resist is a lot faster, and then that can actually allow Elise to generate more mana, and that would turn her into a very powerful carry. LeBlanc, similar to Elise, except her ability does not innately reduce magic resist, but otherwise it works the same way. She does a lot of instances of magic damage split between two targets, so you can eventually start once you have enough orbs, you can eventually reduce the target's magic resist to 0 and start getting more mana that way, in addition to the fact that you are hitting a 0 magic resist targets and doing a lot of damage. Shyvana, pretty interesting situation. Uh, I'm going to reference set 12 Shyvana, a dragon shapeshifter, whose ability was very similar to the current one, except for a couple things. One is that Shyvana only casted once, and during that cast, she jumped and like stunned and did that thing. And then she had her aura. This Shyvana does not jump, but she can cast multiple times. The first time she gets her aura, and then every time, including her first cast, she gains some stats. So I would say that this Shyvana is a better user of Lighting Jewel than previous Shyvana because she can actually generate mana from uh, like her aura, and then her aura does a lot because it hits multiple targets. It can very quickly reduce the magic resist of enemies like getting hit by it, and the tech like in set 12 was that you would use it to enable your like backline AP damage dealers just by the nature of like the frontline having zero magic resist. This Shyvana can benefit from it as well because it'll also make her cast more, which will give her more damage amp and more health. So this Shyvana is actually a very good user of Blighting Jewel, but I think the comp for that is like a little iffy. Like I wouldn't say that's like a meta comp. That's like still kind of experimental. Uh, so I'm not gonna like overemphasize that, but I will make a mention of it here because it is obviously something that I am aware of and that many other people are aware of, just not like actively thinking about. Deathfire Grasp. This is a rather generic AP carry artifact. Uh, I think the priority would just be whatever is the strongest AP carries. I think technically the best order would be like Vex, Fiddlesticks, Brand, whatever. Just because I think that's probably the order of what the best AP comps are. I think Vex is currently the strongest generic AP comp, then Fiddlesticks, like Brand 6. But this artifact, what it does, it gives good amount of AP, good amount of damage amp, a little bit of starting mana, and then it has a blast, and this is just like an extra effect. It just does damage every 13 seconds, so not too often, but like it's just a generically good uh, AP item. It's like it's like a better death cap. Uh, yeah, it has a good mix of stats. It's overall just good. So any comp where you have an AP carry, you would probably look to take this artifact. And the best user would just be whatever the best AP comp is in that patch. Fish Bones. This is a rather interesting one because a lot of units interact very strangely with range. And in this set, rather unfortunately with range. So the big winners, I would say, of this set would probably be Senna. Just on the basis of how her ability works. Senna's ability pierces through everything it hits. And it's... yeah. So, current iterations of, like, the way people play Senna right now, she's not going to hit many units. She attacks very slow and doesn't cast it very often. So, like, she's not going to get that much value. But with Fishbones, she has the ability to target backliners. And this is very, like, useful for her because if she casts her ability while targeting a backliner, her ability will damage all enemies it hits on the way there. So you actually have the odds of doing like a really insane amount of damage when she casts. Especially if you itemize Senna correctly by not building attack speed on her, which is not very good. And if you instead index into like crit slash AD slash like just raw damage, basically that Fishbone Senna, like let's in a dream scenario where you have like not like exact, like you don't ever want to corner Senna because it like kind of messes up her like what's it, the cleave. But so you should never do that anyway. But with Fishbones anyway, like if you let's say are targeting like a Vagar, like Senna in any of these hexes can target the opposite corner, whereas a set with Fishbones, ranged units cannot target the opposite corner. They can hit anything else but the opposite corner. But because you should never put Senna there anyway, it should be fine. Like if you have Senna here and like you very perfectly target the Vagar here, literally anything in between the two will be targeted. So like if they have like their random front line, like literally everything gets hit. And even like I guess something next, like an ally next to the Vagar, they also get hit. So if you properly have like enough damage onto the Senna, you are just going to one-shot everything. Because Senna does a lot more damage than people realize, but her target access is very poor. Another theoretical winner would be Xayah. I say that with a bit of hesitation because Zaya's ability has two parts, and I think the second part people haven't fully understood what it means. So I think it's like, well, what I'm gonna say is that the second part gets a little hurt if you don't actually kill the targets. What Zaya does, what most people understand, is that she shoots six feathers and like into the current target and does a lot of physical damage. Uh, that part is like self-explanatory and easy to understand. The part that I think people don't understand is the second part, which is when the target dies, feathers seek out in nearby enemies and each dueling like damage. Basically, Zaya, when she casts her abilities, she embeds the feathers into their target, and then when they die, the feathers like explode and they like seek out other targets. Meaning that if the target doesn't die, you're not getting this part of her ability, which like is like a decent chunk of damage. Zaya like is most successful having like while she has like a good single target DPS herself, it's like tied into her ability. So she finds the most success when she has like other single target DPS nearby her. Namely Aphelios. The two work really well together because while like if Zaya casts her ability but doesn't like kill the targets like immediately, Aphelios being a good single target damage will have the DPS and she'll keep hitting the targets and then eventually kill that, and then that will cause the feathers to seek out and like activate that part of the damage. With Fish Bones, you have target access. Her spell is really good single target damage, so you have odds of just one-shotting a backliner. However, if Zaya does not kill the target, I mean, there's nothing really to proc the feathers, meaning like you have to get lucky and hit them again. Otherwise, the feathers are just gonna sit there and be wasted. So that's not like too big a deal because at the end of the day, Zaya is still capable of one-shotting a target anyway, so it's like not too bad. But if she did not, you're missing out on a little bit of damage from her ult, which is gonna hurt her overall DPS a little bit. However, I would still say like the artifact is very good on her. Other good users are just units that want to benefit from casting randomly onto the backline. Kindred, her ability does a lot of damage, single targets. If she randomly targets a backliner with her spell, she will probably kill them. And because backliners are squishier than frontliners, she has higher odds of overkilling and getting that part of her ability out. Jinx doesn't have any cool interactions, but being able to hit backline is pretty good for her. Nefiri, I would say it's kind of close to like Set 13 Nocturne, except she's just currently a little weak right now. But in a patch for Nefiri we're stronger, she would be a good user of the artifact. And then there's also like AP users that would like to target backliners. Like I have some, but they're like it's kind of like really any of them. I'll just do like now I'm just gonna I don't really know if that's the best way to put it, but any units where you want to just be targeting like if you hit a backliner you'd be happy. So like Veigar would be a good one because his ability does a lot of single target damage, so he can easily one-shot that. So if he happened to target a backliner with his ability and just randomly one-shot them for free, that would be very nice. It's a good way to override the front line. I mean, there's many more that you can take, like Vex, maybe like LeBlanc. I had Zyro would be good. I guess like there's not like too many, but there are a few. Now there's some units that I would say unfortunately do not benefit from extra range. So the one that does is Graves. However, I don't think the interaction's like anything crazy. like he doesn't benefit that much, so like it's not like it's bad on him, but it just doesn't like do that much for him. Cause I mean, while the range is nice, he would like to target the same units. So yeah. However, the unfortunate victims of range or of Fishbones would be like Rangar, Shaco, Zed. These units are like ones that you might think would be good with Fishbones, but actually just aren't. Mostly because of how their targeting works. Each of their abilities have like certain specifications, so the random targeting of Fishbones isn't going to really matter. And then once they use their spell, you really don't want them to be random targeting and not like killing their units. Uh, Shaco, like he targets lowest health within 3 hexes. Extra range doesn't change that, and I mean his ability will most likely one shot anyway. Like if it's like a relatively important unit, but if it doesn't, what Fishbones would do is then make him not consistently hit that target. So, uh, like not actually getting the assassination is like not very good. Rengar is the same thing, where like he'll probably one shot the thing, but his targeting isn't based upon like his current target. It's based on lowest health within certain range. Fishbones does not affect that, and then if in the event that he does not kill, you don't really want him to be hitting random enemies. You want him to be finishing off the target that he jumped onto. And then Zed, same thing. Fishbones doesn't do anything for him, and you want him to actually be hitting the target that he jumped to. So, because of that, I wouldn't take Fishbones on any of them. It actually like, makes them worse. And then finally, one last like user would be Jack's Hero Augment if you were to get it. Adaptive Strikes Jax is like pretty decent. This effectively works like an RFC. I think it's worse than the other 2 range artifacts on him, but it's not bad. It doesn't like mess up his spell or anything, so having the extra range is like a little bit of safety. But it's like nothing crazy. Gambler's Blade is just an attack speed item. You take this on any unit that wants attack speed. Best to play around reroll and then like a unit that you can reliably like get like that you probably want to Gensuit on and then like can reliably get you gold so you get your board faster. You can obviously tempo and play around like a late game carry, like one of these, but you're like waiting later to do that when you can be generating more gold playing around like a different unit. The go-to would probably be Twisted Faith just because he's probably the best Ginsu's user on the patch right now, and he uses the 10 AP a bit better than the others. But other Ginsu's users that are like low cost or Kog'Maw main uh, use the item very well. Like this is just like functionally against use. It has lower like cap, but the baseline attack speed will make you generate stacks faster. So like the point where double Ginsu's passes gamblers is like almost max attack speed anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then the last units I would want to mention is Zyra, just because I think as a one cost carry, she's very underrated. This would just replace Nashor's on her, but I mean, I think Zyra reroll is an incredibly underrated comp, so I think people should be able to take that. I don't think like I would like angle Zyra from Gambler's Blade because there's better users, but it is an option if anyone wants it. In the vein of gold generation artifacts, we also have Collector. Uh, this is like, I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of straightforward. Like you want it on AD casters that have good odds of killing things. I think the best one is probably Draven because I don't know. It feels like his spell has really good targeting and has really high odds of actually killing stuff. Um, and he uses the stats very well. I think Senna is in a similar vein. Her target access is a little poor, but she's pretty good at like she has decent access with her cleave. If anything, we're like in the range and like getting hit by it. But otherwise, she just uses the stats very well, so it works out. MF is a pretty good user of it. Her ability hits a lot of things and hits a lot of times, so she has pretty good uptime on it. The thing is, when she's not casting, then she doesn't have much opportunity to collect. So in the time between her cast, she's like a little down. But uh, she does have like really good chances of making some money and getting some kills, and I mean overall benefiting from just collector in general. Jin is like an interesting one because if he has his exotech item, that executes anyway. So like it's like kind of the same thing. The only thing you're getting from collector is just more stats plus gold. But I mean, it's not even bad. It's like still pretty good. And right now, Jin is very strong. So I mean, it works out okay. You just don't get to like double dip on like executes, and he already has one. If he doesn't have like the pull stabilizer, if he just has a different exotech item, I mean, then he's chilling, and then collector's great on him. Neferi, same thing as Fishbones, where like if Neferi is strong, Collector would probably be good on her, but Neferi's not strong, so it's not. And then any of the other like, I mean, any other 80 units that's, I mean, can get kills. Like really anything that would want to build IE, it would probably be good on. Shaco, Zed, Jinx, Graves, Rengar, uh, I guess Area, but like I mean, it's just any other 80 units. It's pretty broad. You just play whatever the strongest AD units of the patches. I guess it's not true because I put Draven, and I don't think Draven's the strongest of the patch, but like there's a lot of good users of it. I don't think people are gonna struggle to figure out what to do with Collector. Horizon Focus. This is one that's is not usually very good. I think this set it's a little unfortunate, or it's just not very good. I think the best user is for sure Sejuani because she hits a lot of things with her ults, and yeah, that's it. Other units can hit a good amount of enemies, but they don't hit that many, and they don't have that much CC. It's like Zac would be a good one because he likes the stats. Kabuko, same thing. If you have like Cyberboss Kabukos, it's like not even bad, but Sejuani has better odds of hitting backline, so like that's kind of a bit more meaningful. Other than that, there aren't like too good, like too many like reliable CC units. There's a lot of like single targets, but there isn't like that's good. I mean like others like Galio CC's one target, Mordekaiser CC's at most two. Alistar hits one target. Syra hits one target. I feel like I'm missing at least one. Leona hits one. Oh, Varus hits some. He hits three. Or then he hits four. It's not terrible, but it's still like not that great, considering he would probably want other items more. So overall, it's like not a super high priority item. I would probably just lean towards like a comp with Sejuani in it. But yeah, it's like not a bad artifact because it's just at the end of the day, it's still like good tank stats. But like all in all, it's like not that's crazy or anything. Innervating Lockets. This one has some okay interactions and some that I'm not too sure about. I think the best user by far is Cho'Gath, because while there are multiple units this set that stack AP, Cho'Gath is probably like the best. He has Bruiser, so like it's like more synergy. Uh, with like Innervating Locket, Cho'Gath just heals too much, and he's like borderline unkillable. So that's probably like by far the best option. Shyvana does like work similarly. I think she's like worse than Cho'Gath, but otherwise she gains max health on cast. It's like effectively the same thing. otherwise, there's like not too many good users of it. I guess other shield based tanks would be okay with it. So like something like Nico. Uh, I guess Galio could be. He's not a shielder, but like it works fine on other tanks because they kind of like changed how tank spells work. But I do think the best users are the ones that gain max health. I think Nico's just a little weak. But I'll throw in like Mordekaiser, Galio, and maybe a couple others, but like I would for sure angle Cho'Gath within a rating lockets. Some other like maybe users, I don't actually know how it works because I don't think I've never like gotten to play it, but like there might be some like Graves and his 2 auto system might make use of this. I'm not too sure, so that's just a question mark. However, in theory, he can proc it fast. I don't know if there's something that would be like restricting him. Like maybe his like 2 autos doesn't count as a as an ability, so he just doesn't benefit. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure, but maybe. And then other units that like have like really frequent casting, like Yumi, it would work in a similar manner to like Tank Kog'Maw set 13. I think you would need like a very similar setup, and maybe it's good. I haven't tried it. I'll leave that to other people, but I mean, there's potential there. All right, next up we have Lichbane. Lichbane, you just want any user, any like low mana cost user. Um, yeah, preferably ones that like. So I have Yumi here, but sometimes she just insta cast. She doesn't even get the auto off. However, in most cases she won't, so I think it's fine. But any blue buff user, I would say is a good Lichbane user. So stuff like Annie, LeBlanc, Vex, Morgana, Veigar. Uh, because the more often they're casting their ability, the more often they're getting the Lichbane damage. So it works out, and like this has pretty good stats for that anyway, so they're not missing out on too much. And then the Lichbane damage obviously does a lot of work. Right now, the comp I would lean towards would either be like, okay, maybe like it'd be like Vex. No. It'd probably be like in this order. No, wait. Just because I think Vex is the strongest right now. But yeah, uh, the best user would be Yumi just because she has a lot of mana regen and she has the lowest mana cost. Yeah, actually, I'll put Yumi first. Light Shield's Crest. This is pretty broad. It's useful in pretty much any tank. It's just a really good item. It has really good stats. Has a lot of armor and magic resist, and then the shield is pretty valuable. I think. I think the best users are just. I would probably say Sejuani just because she technically gets more armor and magic resist from all sources. However, like really, it kind of like can just go in any comp. I think the ones that use shields the best probably would benefit the most. So I guess maybe Vanguards uh would probably benefit the best. I have like one to note is Zach because when he splits, he gets 2 of these, so like that's pretty good. That's like I don't know how it interacts with like the explosion parts. Like what if because on death grants the shield to all. I mean, okay, the splitting doesn't. Okay, so that doesn't count. But I mean, when each of them splits and then explodes, so you get the shield twice. Maybe, probably, not sure. I'm gonna put some more just so people like see that you can put it on like anyone. I'm just going down the list of tanks. But yeah, this is a very strong artifact just because of how broad it is and how useful. Okay, I should check and see if that did. Okay, it did not mess up my mic. Always gotta make sure because for some reason it just disconnects. I don't even know how long I was talking without my mic working. Ludens. This set I think has a lot of good Ludens users because Ludens excels when they have very high instances of single target damage, or not necessarily single targets, but very like big instances of damage, so like one number. Uh, so I think the best user is probably like Shaco because his spell hits once and it can do a lot of damage, and you can very easily overkill with it. I think the next best user. Oh, okay. Wait. Draven has really good one-shot potential. I think. I think. Okay, I looked at the stats for this. I think one of the reasons Draven looks really good in the stats for this is because Ludens is a part of one of the Cypher cash outs, and all the other Cypher units are not good users of it. So I think you're just more likely to have a Ludens playing Cypher, and Draven is a unit that you would play that you would have playing Cypher as a Cypher unit. But either way, like his ability has like pretty okay potential to one shot stuff. I think I trying to put this here just on the basis of your if you have a Ludens and you're playing Cypher, or if you have a Ludens because you're playing Cypher, you should probably put it on Draven because like none of the other units you're probably considering putting it on are actually that good with it. So yeah. However, other non-Cypher units that are good with Ludens would be Kindred because of how her ability works. Uh, it's very large instance, like one instance of damage, and it's just a big number. She already wants to overkill anyway, so I mean, if you get her an item that also wants that, like it's just like they're just working together, and they you get the double benefits. Uh, Vagar, as it's a single target, technically can be AOE, but like it's like one instance of like pretty big damage. Pretty good odds of overkilling. It's pretty good. Garen, surprisingly does a lot of damage. He also uses both AD AP very well, but he has a good chance to one shot something because his spells actually like it just does a lot of damage. Uh, TF, I guess I'll put like above Garen just because he's a 2 cost and easier to play around. But yeah, as he ramps up AP, his spell definitely it's one instance of damage, so it definitely has the potential to one shot and overkill. And then lastly, I have Senna, who has very big instances of damage. Uh, if she, like I guess mostly on her ult, uh, the scenario would be that she ults and like one shots and like massively overkills, and then that spreads. However, she like doesn't cast very often, so it's not like anything crazy. But her damage is very slow, and like numbers are large, so she would technically be a good user of the item. And then like the bad users would be any unit that has its damage split into multiple instances. So like all of these like casters here, I guess not Vex, but Vex like is like a rapid fire caster. Like any of these units that like have like a bunch of small numbers, it's not good on. That was a pretty big number unit. Actually, wait, something else came into my mind, but I'm trying to think of what it was. Oh, it was for Lich Bane. Okay, I know. Okay, now oh, it's because Vex is third. Okay, yeah, but this is fine. But yeah, there's a lot of overkill in this set, so as a result, Ludens I think is a lot stronger than it was in the previous sets, where it was just hard to use. Manazane, another pretty broad artifact. Pretty much any caster can make use of it. I think, yeah, there's a lot of good uses for it. Uh, I think Yumi is a really good one just because they changed Manazane a while ago so that it like it knows how much mana it provided, so you're not wasting any of the mana. So even though Yumi's generating a lot of mana, like you're not wasting the Manazane value, and this just makes her like shotgun cast. Uh, and you usually can just like one shot the front line pretty instantly. Uh, Annie's like, I mean, you use Manazane to get to her Tibbers like as soon as possible, and then she's pretty strong. LeBlanc gets to ramp up her orbs a bit. She gets like twice and a half for free with Manazane. So yeah, it's really strong on her. Vex can probably clear the entire front line with Manazane, so it's pretty good on her. Morgana with Manazane gets to spread to pretty much the entire board, so that's pretty good on her. Zaya gets a bunch of feathers out. Samir gets to cast probably twice for free. Or if he casts once, and then afterwards he gets to cast a second time for free. Same thing as MF. Jinx gets to stack a bunch of rockets earlier. I think she gets like two and a half free, two and a half casts, which is like extra rockets. And then other just generic AP users that just, I mean, want to cast more. And like it's pretty good on like anyone, but I would lean towards the ones that like have like express benefits. I'll move Jinx to like here because she actually has like a benefit. But yeah, like any of these, I would say are really good users of Manazane. Prowler's Claw. This is the assassin artifact. There's a lot of assassins, and it's pretty good on all of them. Uh, just depending on what like you can play, but like Shaco, Graves, Rengar, even Zed, like now that he's like numbers are actually fine, all pretty good with it. I would say Renekton's also like fine with it. But yeah, Jadam gives a lot of stats. It's really good on all these units. I would probably say that the best user is like probably Shaco, just because the executioners have a little bit of like the crit overcap, so like, but it's not even that bad. So going to safety is like pretty useful for like all of them, but for Shaco this would replace like Edge of Night because it's like an aggro drop. So this actually take Shaco to 100% crits, where in most cases he wouldn't hit that. Graves Rengar hits 100% crit anyway, so this should just give them more crit damage, which isn't bad by any means. And they also like the safety, so it's like not even bad. Uh, and then Zed is like he's a good user of it, but like because you have a strong 1, 2, and 3 cost already that you could be rerolling, I wouldn't really think to play Zed with the artifact. But I mean, if you wanted to tempo with it, you can play around Zed. Like it's not bad. And then we have Samira, which I'm not really sure how this works. I don't. I think it doesn't interact with her ability, but I was told that it was good on her, but I don't know why. It doesn't really make any sense to me, but I was just told that it was good on her. I mean, the stats are like fine, like the actual like numbers on the item. So like maybe for that alone, but I don't really know. Next we have Rapid Fire Cannon. This one's like a little tricky because of the range issue that we have with that I talked about earlier with Fishbones. There just aren't that many good users of it. I think the best user would probably be like Neferi if she were strong, but she's not strong right now, so we're gonna have to make do with what we have. Graves, I think, would probably benefit okay with it. His ability makes him dash towards his target, so I'm not really sure it's actually that good, but I think it's not bad. I think Renekton is like a pretty obvious like good one to have. I should probably I'm gonna move him higher because I think he's like probably safer if you can get to him. I think he's like a more reliable carry. I think another good one is Urgot because his ability actually does interact with range. So he doesn't care much about like the random targeting because he's gonna target the lowest health enemy anyway. But uh having more range does make it so that he can check further. And even though it doesn't do that much, it can make it so that if you like he can if like everyone's full for some reason, like full health, he can randomly target a backliner. I don't think it's anything crazy. But I think stats also say it's I mean it could just be because he's a 5 cost. But stats like him. Otherwise, there aren't really that many good users of the artifacts, which is why I'm like kind of grasping at straws for looking for like a best user for Rapid Fire Cannon. But I mean yeah. I guess another one that's like okay is like Nidalee. But she doesn't really care for the attack speed, she just likes the safety of being 2 range. And I already discussed why all the assassins aren't very good with range. Next we have Seekers. There also are not many like AP Bruiser type units. So this is just best on all the units that would be. The best is probably Viego just because he's kind of the most AP Bruiser units of the set. Uh, Other good users like Fiddlesticks, Nidalee Shyvana, who are also like kind of AP Bruisery. They like having the AP and the armor magic resist. I think as a frontline item, this might be like underrated, like just like a tank item. What's the start? What's the starting number? 30? 30, and then for takedown increased by. I mean, there are some. I think the best tank would probably be Shyvana, but I mean, there could be some others. Maybe Galio. I mean, he's a Bastion, so he already gets a lot of like resists, but he could like he likes AP a lot. Mordekaiser probably would be a good one, but he's a techie, so like he might already have a lot of AP. Alawi, same thing as Galio. Like she likes AP. Echo likes AP, so I mean Echo doesn't have much of either, so maybe Echo would be a good tank to take with it. But the thing is, they're like these units don't have like very good target access, so it's actually very difficult for them to get takedowns. So I don't even know if it's like that's crazy. Whereas in contrast, Nidalee hits like up to 6 units. Viego hits like a ton of units. What else is here? Like Fiddlesticks hits like 3 units. Shyvana can hit like 3. Vex, I mean, okay, I think she uses the stats well, but also she was supposed to be a melee unit, and then they changed her to a range unit. But I think she'd still be fine with it. Just cause like the way she builds Gunblade, so like even if like her front line is dead and like units are targeting her, I think she could benefit from having the resistances more than other backline carries would. Cause she could still kind of like drain tank a little bit. So I think like even like post rework, I think Vex is still not a bad user of Seekers. Next we have Silvermere, which has like similar to like the range situation. There are some unfortunate victims of like stuff not working. Uh, One I want to talk about is Graves, who I thought would be a good user, but uh, what the problem is that this messes up his ability because his ability is he dashes and he quickly fires 2 empowered shells, but those like 2 empowered shells are dependent on attack speed, and the way it works normally is that Graves like really quickly hits the attack speed cap and then goes back to normal. But with Silvermere, he can't do that, so he's actually stuck waiting for those empowered attacks like for way longer than he should be. So as a result, the artifact is not very good on him. It like probably lowers his DPS. However, the other users that aren't like super hurt by it would be like I'd say Rengar. He can kind of drain tank. Uh, like if he get like he'll get mana from casting and then he just jumps and then he probably heals back to full. Like specifically, you'd have to build like double healing, but I mean I don't think people would have a problem with that. I think most people build double healing anyway. Nefiri, if she were not weak, would be another good user. Also have uh hero augments would be good. They can generate mana from being hit. I think the only AD ones are Vi and Rost, but they're both good with it. And then the last one I'll talk about is Senna. Senna is a pretty special user because her base attack speed is zero point 0.6, meaning if you lower it to 0.5, you're not really missing all you're not missing out on very much. However, she also has like one of the highest base ADs. I think her base AD is like comparable to that of 5 costs. I her base AD is incredibly high. So this just scales super well with her at like very little cost. Let's go to set protein updates. Okay, we're already in minutes. Let's take a look at a. I mean, okay, it's higher than Renekton. It's higher than Samira. Higher than Urgot. It's higher than Garen now. Yeah. So, yeah, you are obviously lowering your already low attack speed, but like you are getting a massive amount of AD. And Senna already has traits that can give her a massive amount of AD, but there's also ways to play Senna that don't really go too heavy into like Slayer. Right now, one of the strongest comps is just playing around Divinicore, meaning you're probably only gonna have like 2 Slayer plus like however many Divinicore you have. So having Silvermere will actually make Senna like a like absolute cannon. So I think she's definitely a very good user of the item. However, if you were to play like a 6 Slayer Senna, I think you're kind of losing out on some of the value because you are getting so much AD from Slayer already. That's the AD from Silvermere kind of diminishing, like not diminishing returns, but like you should probably have invested more into other stuff when you already have such a large source of AD from your artifact. I don't know if that's the best way to put it or not. Snipers. Probably the best range artifact just because of the damage amp like portion. It's just generically good on any uh backline damage dealer, as it always has been. In terms of interactions with melee units, there's like a couple, but not like anything crazy. All the ranged like situations that I talked about before with like Rengar, Shaco, Zed, like they aren't good users of it, so we don't really have that many good candidates. I think the best user is probably Fiddlesticks because this just turns him into a backline carry, but he gets a lot of damage for free. And this just gives him the safety nets that he needs while also giving him more damage. Whereas with the other two range artifacts, he's not really getting much besides the range. Fiddlesticks gets a lot of damage amp, and he gets a little bit of AP, and he has the extra range, so he gets everything he wants. I think Nidalee works in the same way. I think Nidalee really likes having the 2 extra range, and her cleave actually benefits a lot from having the sniper's like damage amp. Because when she hits like if you have a lot of amp and you're hitting like 4, 5, 6 targets, uh if most people like let's say they stack their front line like this, like eventually you're gonna run out of targets. Basically you're gonna go like much further. So like what this gives her 2 range, so it makes her I don't know let's just say she's here. Uh, as she spreads to more units, the further away units are gonna be taking more damage because of the sniper's focus like value. So eventually, if she were to like spread to like backliner, the amp portion of her ability actually can hurt for a lot of damage. And I think that's something that's underrated. So you're actually getting like a really good amount of damage amp. Like you can be like up to like 60, 70% on like those backliners. And this is obviously in addition to just being safer from having snipers. So I think Nidalee is definitely a good candidate. I think Graves, it's like the same thing as RFC. It's like okay. It's like a little bit of safety, but Graves is gonna like dash forward anyway, so like it's not like crazy. But I mean it's like it's not bad. Jack's hero, same thing as like with the other range artifacts. Uh do I have him for I do have him for RFC. But yeah, it's pretty good. Some damage amp as well as some safety, and he likes both of those. Nefiri, uh, same situation as always, but Nefiri again is not strong enough yet. But in a patch where Nefiri is strong, snipers would be a very good item on her. Urgot, same thing as the RFC situation. Likes range. He hits a lot of things. He gets a lot of damage. Draven, he benefits from the damage amp a lot. He normally can like he usually like hits like the corners with his ability if you position him like correctly, which would be to hit. It's usually to center him. Usually he likes the center because uh the most units in a line from the center tends to hit the corners. Whereas if you like corner him, sometimes like you like don't necessarily hit the corner. I don't know. I'm just putting random units here. Like normally people put their carries in the corner, and sometimes you're just gonna like not target the corner, but you'll target like maybe the Seraphine instead of the Misfortune. So, whereas here for like just for some reason, this normally targets the corners more. So, yeah, you should do that. But also, literally any caster that has like damage spread would like snipers. So I think like Ziggs, Brand, uh, I guess maybe Varus. Anything that has odds of spreading onto backline would benefit very greatly from. I don't know. Maybe MF. I haven't actually paid attention to like how far out it goes. There. Spectral Cutlass. This one is good, just good on assassins. They can actually get their assassination off, and they would work like fine. Graves, Rengar, uh, Shaco would probably be a good one. The thing is, they're gonna jump to their target anyways, so like I guess it's like not crazy, but the stats are like good. Like what are the actual stats on here? It's like 40 AD resists and then crit strike chance. It's not like crazy. Like the only thing to be wary of is that all of these units uh are going to jump onto something else. So the odds are they might not actually get their assassination off. Like they might cast too quickly and then not finish off the targets. So I'd be a little iffy on those, but uh you want to look for units that probably can get assassinations off in the 8 seconds, which there's a good units, like a good amount of units that probably can. Uh, I'll put like Rust. Yeah, Capsule. Uh, some candidates, I think, if Garen casts, he's a good one. I think he has trouble casting because his mana cost is too high. But if he does cast, and you like getting, if you get him onto a good hex, if you can get him directly onto like the backline, and he like casts like in a line, and like he just one shots the backline, like that just like instantly wins the fight. Draven is the same thing, except I think Draven's more likely to cast, but I think he has less damage. Like if you can actually get into the backline row, there's a lot of units that are really good. Uh, Garen, Draven, MF. If she casts, I'll put MF in like the Draven tier. I should probably put Draven above them because I think he's more likely to cast. Actually, what's his mana cost? Let's take a look at that. Yeah, actually, maybe not. But the thing is, these two want are gonna have like a Shojin anyway. So I mean, they probably will cast if they have a Shojin. Nefiri could probably get like 1 or 2 kills. Hero augments can get a couple kills. Yep. Viego would probably be okay. Suspicious trench coat. Any of these like like anything that you'd build a lot of healing on, mostly like assassins. Uh, Zed, Shaco, Graves, Rengar, all work fine. I think Zac has some interesting interactions. I think Kabuko has interesting interactions because all of them like get to like level up. Uh, but yeah, Viego is like kind of in the same tier as like these, where if they split and they're like not focused on, they just can heal back up and then become problematic, and they'll probably just keep killing more things. It's definitely pretty strong, I think. Otherwise, there aren't like any crazy users. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure how strong this artifact is, this set, but these would be the best users. I think I looked at the stats and this was correct, but I'm not too sure. Talisman, I think has some good potential because there are a lot of really tanky units. Uh, Bruiser, this set feels better than it did last set. So, and there's a lot of good users that scale with health and stuff like that. I think Mundo is a really underrated user. Mundo, he gets more health, and his health really ties into his damage. He has a 20% health ratio on his damage, which is pretty crazy. So Mundo is definitely a really good user. If you can get him to ascend, he is gonna be very strong. I think Cho'Gath is a more easy to understand user. He similarly has really good health scaling. He gains max health on every cast, so he wants to he like Shogoth wants to live for as long as possible anyway. If Shogoth will manage to ascend, that's like you pretty much instantly win the fight. Aurora, I think, is just the unit that is most likely to ascend because she will swap out, and then that will keep her safe for a lot longer. And then eventually, even if she came back, she'll has like I think the highest likelihood of ascending out of any unit. So I think that's something to look out for sure. And then some other hero augments, so, like other okay users, good bruiser. That's Kabuko can use the stats pretty well. Uh, I guess the other thing to put. Let me spell that. I spelled that wrong. It's fine. Can you like spread this like okay. Okay. Trickster's Glass. There's a couple users. I think units that have like good like spread have a lot of good value from this. I think MF is a pretty underrated one because if you position MF like to cover like two spots, so if you put like the MF clone like here, they like double spread, so you're pretty likely to like hit stuff, and then like even no item MF does a lot of damage. She's probably only gonna cast once, but like you probably only need to cast once anyway to get like a good amount of value. Sejuani is a pretty obvious one just for double CC. If the clone casts, that's a lot of value in the fights. Leona, similar to Sejuani, except it's less CC, but you get the on hit effect twice. So enemies damaged by this ability take bonus damage from allies attacks for 4 seconds. So that can be a good way to add DPS to your team and like some frontline. Samira is the same thing as MF. Double Samira can potentially wipe backlines. Uh, Kabuko more is like the Sejuani situation. Uh, Renekton, I don't even know what I have for Renekton here. I think it's just good in the stats, and I think Renekton is just a good unit. So I mean, honestly, I'm fine with it. Elise. Oh, this is because the two of them will they cast like similar to like they if you put them together, you can like reduce the magic resist of like the targets like way quicker. So the clone Elise is like supporting the main Elise by like reducing the magic resist more. So that's actually pretty interesting interaction. The last one is Golden Ox, just because the clone can proc the Golden Ox thing and generate gold. So there is likelihood of you getting more gold. Not like it's not like significant, but like if you're playing low Golden Ox and like yeah, if you have like some random combination of units and then you have like two Golden Ox in, and you put the thing on a Golden Ox, you have another Golden Ox unit, so like your odds of getting gold are higher. Or if your entire bowl is Golden Ox, then I mean you're probably gonna get the gold anyway. Like it's just dependent on the proc chance, so like it doesn't really matter. Unending Despair. Any shield user is good. I think the best shield users are probably like Skarner because he likes the armor scaling, but also he's like easiest to reroll. I think Mordekaiser Braum are 3 costs, so a little bit more expensive to reroll, but if you get to Mord or Braum 3, they're really strong. Garen and Kabuko are good 5 costs that use it. Poppy is like she's okay. She likes the armor, and Amara she likes the shield. It's just a matter of like her being not the best tank. And there's other like shield tanks that are okay that you would put it on, but nothing crazy. What's ends? I think since the Aphelios bug, like I think that's what people focused on. I think apart from that, there aren't super good users of it because there aren't a lot of good AP uh attack speed users. Realistically, you'd probably just put this on a regular attack speed user. I think the only AP attack speed unit is like Twisted Fate, so he's probably the best unit for that, like by far. I think Renekton is okay because he hits multiple times and he can heal. I think Elise is like okay. I don't know. I think this was just the stats thing. Jax would be a good user of it if you were to get what's end with him. And then lastly, any like attack speeds like Aphelios, I think he's still pretty good with it, even if the bug was fixed, or he doesn't like proc it like 6 times for free. Like any attack speed. Would be good with it. Zanya's, it's the same thing as Seekers. Any bruiser would best benefit from it. It's like any AP unit that wants Edge of Knights, and there are not many of them. It's pretty much these. I guess the hero augments too. I think in this case Vex is no more likely to benefit from it than any other AP caster. But I think any AP unit that's melee, that's bruiser, that wants an edge, that could want an Edge of Night would benefit. So in a traditional game, any one of these would most likely be the best bet. I'd probably angle Fiddlesticks the most because he's like kind of the easiest to reroll. Uh, he's comp is strong, and because uh, people who aren't playing around Fiddlesticks aren't likely to contest the comp. He doesn't have that much overlap with other comps. Nidalee, I mean, there's plenty of ways to play Nitro, so there's plenty of ways to contest Nidalee. And then this is just a 5 cost, and this is just hero augments. Which, if you have the correct augment, if you have the hero augment for it, then obviously it's going to be good. Which hero augment am I missing, by the way? For that. This one. And I should put like I'll do like Jax slash Poppy slash uh what was it? Silas Asgragas. And I'll do the same thing here. Save space. Yeah, okay. And last page. I have a lot of the more broad ones here. I kind of just added them later because I feel like it's not like that crazy, but like the leftover ones. Middens, it's just kind of any melee. I'm gonna skip. Pretty much any melee carry. Just attack speed is good. Damage reduction is good. That's about it. I don't know what the interaction is with like some stuff. Uh, Vi, like her dash, if it speeds it up, that'd be pretty good because her thing is like not like it could be faster. So if this speeds it up, that would be really good. But I don't know if that's true. Jack's just a user. Uh, Renekton's dash is fast. Graves Rengar dashes could be faster, so maybe. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. But yeah, any melee carry it's good on just for the damage reduction and attack speed. Animal usage, any tank, it's really good. Probably best on Cho'Gath, but any tank would do. Death's Defiance, any melee carry, any melee AD carry, but I guess any melee carry in general it would also work on. Infinity Force, pretty much anyone. Uh, the best uses are probably like melees, but it's fine on anyone. Hull Crusher, uh, melee carry slash like anything like remotely off tanky. Uh, oh, there's a decent amount of stats like put offensively, so probably someone that like is like a melee carry, but like you could put it on tanks, you can put it on like stuff like that. Mogul's Mill, any tank. Uh, Early on, it's fine. Later, you might want to move it on to like a lesser tank because the actual tank value of the artifact is still kind of low. At max stacks, you're getting actually they buffed it again. 7 times 35. Actually the number's not that bad. 7 times 35 is what, 245, I think. And then 35 armor, 35 magic resist. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. And then blacksmith's gloves. Uh, I haven't seen this like the entirety of last stats. I don't know if they like removed it, but it's good on melee units because melee units can use more of the artifacts with it like not being terrible. It's like the same thing as like thieves gloves, or like like all the tank ones can still be useful. Damage ones will be useful. Uh, unless you're getting like stuff that's like a blighting jewel or something that like the unit just can't use. Like the low roll potential is like less, if that makes sense. But yeah, that is currently the best artifact holders. There isn't that much that will change probably, unless it's like straight up new tech. But I'm not really sure how likely that is to happen. So this is just the best artifact holders for the entirety of set 14. Uh, the actual priority will differ depending on the patch, but all the users I'm pretty sure I have here, and if not, I will update uh, this list on the comp list on the doc. So if you're wondering what the best option is, it is like at any given point in time, just refer to the doc. But yeah, that's that segment done. Time to play more games and rest my voice. I'm gonna try to play more flexibly, but we'll see. I'm still gonna have like some default stuff. But I want to try to just play the game the most naturally and like in preparation for the live. I'm gonna echo drop the Zyra like. At the end of the day, if I get more reps on a comp that people are not playing, and I keep getting the results, like I might just get too overconfident. QSS?
With the bull and you get the horn.
AD. I clicked too slow. But it's Jin. Also, I could have bought the Nidalee for Nitrogen. Also, is this gonna be a more than 3 opener? It might be. I'm gonna have IE. What's the X attack item? Flux. Oh. Okay, so more than 3.
Mess with the bull and you get the horns.
Buried treasures has less value in item. This one just sucks. Priz pipeline or okay, is Void Swarm? Flurry. Oh, this is probably pretty good with this. Okay, that's not gonna go in. I'll probably play something. Okay, it's not gonna be Zyra. Okay, just play this. Let's try Nitrogen. I haven't played that since it became actually meta. And people are raving about it being broken. Let's give it a shot. Missing this thing. What bow item do I want here? What? Is every? I mean, I did everyone playing this shit. Oh. That's why I'm Hurricane, and I just pivot out into something else. But not even Nitrogen. It's like, maybe.
Let's admire me for a bit.
I'm down to play Draven. I'm not gonna slam the Hurricane yet, because I'm not sure. I can play Draven, I can play Jin. Okay, this shit's too expensive. I'm probably not gonna play this. I think I'm down to try Draven. Because I don't think it's gonna be contested. Which is I can look for like... Okay, I have crits. I don't... Okay. This could turn to like red buff, probably. But yeah, I want to try Draven because I feel like he's pretty underrated. Oh. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, wait, I can play Zeri. Yeah, I'll play Draven and Zeri. This is pretty good. Oh. Uh, I guess this is, I guess, temporary. I don't know if actually I should have slimed things in this way, but that's +2 items. Wait, so I should play like a 5 Exotech variation. Or maybe like 7, but I don't like 7 without emblem. What's the second? Okay, so I could double put that onto. Because I'm definitely playing for sure Jin Zeri. I can do I pick Kindred? What do I want this to turn into? I can just take the Zeri. Adaptive is like not even bad. Fuck it, maybe I just go 7 Exotech.
We never stop.
We crushed it.
Literally just to grief the other Exotech Jin players. Yeah, this is 8. Who am I missing? Varus. But yeah, okay, this augment is like OP if you play it in this way. What's this guy playing? Oh. Okay, I probably want to move some stuff because I probably want Sedge to have this. Not that many removers left. I level to keep tempo. Champ.
I must not fall.
I don't know why I'm buying these.
I'm here.
I'll buy that. Oh, wait. Is it full items or did I just not do it fast enough? If it's not this one, this is redundant. Okay. Nashers. Okay, I'm not gonna like... I think what I want to do is to move the thing onto Sedge, but I need to like bench everything quickly. This is not gonna happen. Oh, it's up to 3. I'm down to grief. Oh, if it's up to 3... I should just... Wait. Okay, I'm like kind of sacking, but like... Because I just want it on the 3 backliners. Or actually, no, I don't want it onto the Varus. I just take Sedge, right? If I get it. If not, something that goes towards like redemption, maybe. Earth on Fire, actually. One of those 3. Belt is the most flexible between the 2. need to like... That. And I probably should do this right now, so that doesn't like mess it up. Yeah. Jin is out DPSing. This is like okay. This is literally Mord 1, by the way. Sag 1.
Our deeds shape the future.
Garen. Probably more likely to go in than that. Honestly, I'll just put this in now. Is it only player combat, or is it like... Yeah, it's player combat. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's PB. Honestly, I'm down to just do this, and then... Okay, let's roll. I guess I'll do this, I don't know. Is there a 3 fake?
I will fight as long as I stand.
I have Jax too. At least people are finally learning about marksman MF. Marksman MF, Rapid Fire Jin. Honestly, Rapid Fire Jin is probably better. Holy Aurora. Just looking for Garen item. Oh, well. Apparently Garen items. Is it better for me to like... Or can't go in. I'm probably just looking for another bruiser. Are there any sedges gone? No. Okay, so I should probably roll for it.
I'm here.
Oh. What board is this? I'm shitting on this board. This is Slayer. Oh.
You will know your place.
It's probably Rapid Fire Jin and then it's Bastion Mord. Sedge. Finally. I'll just play Cho'Gath like a Buko on 10. Give you a...
You're in my realm now.
Yeah, I think this one's just strong. I'm not gonna distract myself yet. I am down. I don't think. Okay.
My orders.
Okay, now actually can look for something good.
Die young.
My orders. Break the ranks!
Why have to center my things?
Who denies our right to
Why have to do like this? Can I go?
This be a warning to the rest.
break the ranks!
Is it- Just having a longer lasting front line, positioning Sedge a little bit better, saving my Zeri from getting Zedded.
Such a busy world.
Okay, let's see what we have here. I have Titan starts. Titan's not all that good this set. I mean, I can go... Like, I have to go Executioner, really.
Mortality is truly divine.
I'm pretty tied into Executioner here, really. The thing is, I could try Tempo, like, Executioner into Divinicore. Yeah.
So much more to see.
Honestly, I'm down to Latent Forge.
The quiet before battle.
Oh, honestly, it was Bastion. Wait, what am I doing? Oh, whatever. I'll play this. If I hit a Rengar, I might just play Rengar, but uh, nice bogged cast. I mean, okay, if I was trying to tempo, I probably should have just played delayed start. Honestly, you could just be next in.
I know the way.
This be a warning to the rest.
Light becomes hope.
Fuck, this is expensive. Okay, that's not high prio. Just pray for a win. They're all floorboard, but their sport is strong. I lose. One with this.
Light becomes hope.
It's all rust now.
How likely am I to hit these pairs? Not very likely, but the other ones are like... It would help a lot. Just hit. I guess. Okay then. So I always roll for tempo. Oh, Zed is perfect because it's a tier. But I don't think I'm gonna get that because it's a forecast. And people like tier. Okay. I don't know if I put it in yet, but I'm gonna blue buff for Vex, and like that is my next in. So I got my artifact now. Hmm. I'm down to just try Fishbone Senna to see how it feels. None of the other ones are crazy. Like it's probably Gold Collector realistically, but like I'll try to see how it feels. I have some tempo, but like I want to wait till I hit the Gragas in shop and then I level to put in said Gragas over Mundo. Cool. I should realistically maintain my streak with that. And also, I have pretty good odds of finding the Vinicore emblem on 4-2. So that'd be pretty good.
And you get the horns.
That's weird, because Vex should overheal. Overhealing from Retribution's damage. It didn't heal anything. Saying Vex didn't heal at all. I have the health to
Mortality is truly divine.
give up. What does this turn into? Like adapt? Like, what do I make this on? I think I can just hold. Look for like Evan Shroud. Plus like Redemption or something. If I don't have spell crits, then this might be okay. Thing is, this gives like not bulky buddies here. Maybe Epitaph. It's probably Epitaph here. Oh, holy.
I will tear the world asunder.
Probably should have bought the J4. Actually, no, I don't need the J4. But look. I just need like a Sedge or something. Like, I'm not on Bastion.
And you get the horns.
How much is this Graves doing? It's not even doing more. So I just... So is it Zed or is it... Renekton? I am down to put Renekton. While I should roll, I feel like I'm strong, and if I lose, that's closer to egg stacks, like... And I have the health to lose. So I might as well just let my gold build up, and I just go 9, and I cash out. So what I'm looking for, Evan Shroud, or... like Redemption, or like I guess I can take the okay, well the gloves are gone. Well, that's like everything I wanted. Archangel, probably not bad on Vex. I mean, the fights aren't lasting that long, but I mean it's... Bastion.
Handsome.
This is just Bruiser, so that's better.
Shall I take? You will know agony!
I mean, I don't even have Gragas Senna too. I mean, I can tank 3 more losses. As long as they're not massive losses. This is just me upgrading my frontline diff. I could technically play like a Vi, but I don't think that's actually correct.
Darkness to darkness, light to light.
Just do this. I haven't hit oh wait, this is better.
Got a whole lot of ugly in
Okay,
my sight.
that should be okay now. I'll take 1 more loss if needed. Might not even have to lose here. Sedge cast? No cast, okay. Senna huge. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Fishbones is actually good on her. Because she targeted backline and she hit like everything. Let's just level here and give me I over leveled. Give myself the health buffer.
Own your frailty.
Come on, Garen.
Darkness to darkness, light to light.
Okay, I don't think Viego can fit. Garen does fit for sure. I will make space for that. Oh. we're going to only go, I mean, okay, just to hold, because I think other people are going to want it, and grief the other guy, but... What is it playing? Same thing. Except they just hit everything for free. Yeah, like, they actually just hit their board. Oh, that's Urgot 2. Can't pass that up. I mean, this goes into the morgue, I guess. So, wait, I already have morgue 2. I mean, it's probably better than already, but... Now, for sure. Do I have... I'm gonna acquire onto himself. So who am I waiting to die here? This, I don't really care. I also don't really care. I'm looking for mostly Vex and Renekton. The other ones don't have items, so they don't matter that much. I get scammed. I just need to upgrade everything. I got scammed because my artifacts were not very good. Also, what am I doing with this thing here?
Life sucks, but at least I'm not you.
I mean, I guess. So wouldn't this be better?
Well, that happened.
Oh, those are the most important. Well, actually, I'm missing. Actually, I'm missing most of the important ones, but. Right? No upgrades. And all my cash outs were terrible. Well, that's unfortunate. No, I actually just got fucked by my cash outs because they were all of them were useless. Like if I got actually useful artifacts for my units, it would have been fine. Like the best one I got is probably fish bones, but like I barely hit Senna's.
I woke up early for this.
Stay there!
You in good hands.
Are you trying to hit me?
Such a busy world.
Are you trying to hit me?
Let's just see. Ox.
I know the way.
The city's future is riding on Anima Squad's shoulders.
That was a little slow. I lose streak off of that, that's fine. I don't think my board is very strong for streaking anyway.
Yup, you crazy.
I'm not gonna slam. I'll just wait. Get some better components off of Carousel.
I know the way.
A new way.
That vein looks good. It's a better holder than Zyra, and it has belt, which is what I want.
Secrets are coins better saved than spent.
Probably better. Or they're not splits like that, but like, it's fine.
Support for the cause.
How much is Grace contributing? Would this be better? I'm pretty like
The power of anima.
this is Littering chance to prove itself not a fraud. Oh, it missed and hit nothing. Yep, Littering is the worst Anima Squad weapon.
I hear the innocent cry out.
Syndicate. That is of no use.
Lights out.
These are pretty good. What am I rolling for here? J4. Wow, they're not very high. Actually, I'm rolling for Vayne and
I love a challenge.
a little slow, but I missed out on a little bit of gold chance, maybe.
Lights out.
Oh, I'll take a Leona, Aphelios. Probably lean Leona. Better components. I'm not in a rush for Aphelios. It'll take too long to get 6 Oxen anyway. Oh. Thing is, I can't slime even Shroud.
Now I'm angry.
Yeah, this unit needs to be nerfed. Like, probably the correct play wasn't even to remove, like, it was probably to remove her and put onto Gen 1. Like, that might have unironically been the best play there to preserve streak.
Ollie.
Gen 1 does more damage than Oxford Cephalios. By the way. Dynamo. I should probably definitely play Jin. I'm a little busy. Let's see how this works. So maybe I could have been into like a Bastion board with Jin Aphelios. I think I want to take this and
I love a challenge.
making a pivot, but like to hit stuff. I don't even play this guy on this board.
We bow to no one.
Plus 6 attack. That's acceptable. Look for IE. This is like a brave pivot, but I'm gonna go for it. So you over you for now. I can't afford anything else here.
Light becomes hope.
So you. What bastion am I looking for? Poppy Shavana Renekton. Looking for IE, I think. What? I don't even know what I want here then. Fucking.
Introduce myself. Bring it on.
We bow to no one.
Like, with the Ascension, like I have Ascension Clockwork, so if I hit my board,
Which way's the fun?
The quiet before battle.
I'm looking for like. Wait, who else am I missing? Oh, yeah, it's just the popular Renekton.
You're in my realm now.
Holy shit, like that's so disgusting. But also, I had like a good like MF setup.
Well, hello there.
Vanguard. Bro, this was just MF game. And like also I can't even make anything good here. It's probably just like I mean, I now have an MF spots, but like, I did not start off with an MF spot. Also, I'm really curious about if the default line of this comp, like, going... Like, if Zaya Jin is a default line, I should probably... How should this do? This is probably better. But, like, I should look to go 9. So why does this person have so much money? No, they just hit everything for free. And he cast it while dead. We love it. Like, what the fuck is this? Actually, I should probably spread them out. I'm just dead. I didn't do anything right. If I pivoted into like I don't know, it's just flexible low roll. I have to win somehow. And if I played MF, I would have had 7 Syndicate there. Still alive. Okay. Hopefully I'm just a tad stronger now. Uh, they're a little capped. Sedge cast again? Yes, an Ascension. It's Clockwork. Nice. Uh, Zac to descend in, I guess.
Exciting, isn't it?
Yellow can't happen. X. Fuck it, more stall. Okay, they just have everything. Like, they just did everything at every point in time. Like, hedge fund into never roll once into fucking Samir 2, Viego 2 on 4-2. But I really should be playing around this Jin unit more. Wait, I have to wake up tomorrow early. Fuck. Cause also, I woke up today, but our plans got moved to tomorrow. So I think I'll end here and actually try to get some sleep. So yeah, I'm gonna end here. I'm gonna try raiding someone, but I don't know who I should raid. Let's raid Chromax. He's a great TFT player. And I don't want to rate like anyone too small or too big. I feel like it's a happy medium. So, yeah.